Imagine this, you got your favourite YouTuber who normally posts those gym vlogs or makeup tutorials or even the family things when they go to the zoo. Imagine they are suddenly attending government press briefings, not as a journalist, not as a watchdog, but as part of the government's influence strategy. Yep, that's right, this isn't a conspiracy theory because it's happening right now in the UK. Welcome to YouTubers embedded into the government. Roll the tape. So here's what they're not putting on your For You page. The UK government is inviting social media influencers to Downing Street to help promote government policies. They're getting press briefings, they're getting private briefings, they're getting strategy access, all while the real journalists, especially the ones on the right, they are left outside. So today on Thursday, they're holding the first ever influencer reception at number 10. It's got up to 90 YouTubers, TikTokers and Instagrammers, most of them from the non-political niche. They've been brought in to help push Labour's narrative. Are you getting briefings? GB News getting calls? No. But some 19-year-old with a ring light and a Labour sticker. Yep, they are right in the room. But let's be clear, because these ain't your usual political influencers. They're not debating bills, grilling ministers or doing what real commentary channels do. No, these are soft lifestyle creators who are being embedded because they are easier to direct and shape. Because we've already seen it. We got one creator interview Starmer at a NATO summit. He got over 1 million views.
Do you have a job?
I do have a job. I'm Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and I'm also a dad.
Can I take 2 minutes of your time to ask you some questions about your job?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, amazing. Do you watch the channel or no?
I have seen it. I saw you doing Mark Rutte. I like the way you do it, more informal, get it across to a bigger audience.
I told my editor today that a bunch of people from NATO like the edit. And like, oh my God, can you imagine they saw my graphics?
Another got Foreign Office briefings on sanctions.
Last week, the Home Office contacted me to ask if I would participate in promoting some of the work that they're doing on their violence against women and girls strategy. Now, many of you might know that I've done work with the Home Office before on stalking legislation and other things.
One even worked with DEFRA on zoo policies.
Britain's zoos are about to change forever, and here's everything you need to know. The government have just announced the biggest upgrade to zoo standards in over a decade. By 2040, elephants will need larger and better habitats. Tethering of birds of prey will be phased out by 2030, with tighter restrictions on touch pools in aquariums. Conservation is mandatory. Every zoo should support conservation efforts, which could mean...
Yep, you heard me right, zoo policies. And that's twice I've mentioned the zoo in this one video. Drop me a message to see what your favourite animal in the zoo is. It's holidays, I've got the kids, we're going to the zoo. It's on my mind. Anyway, let's get back to it, because what we are witnessing is a Trojan horse strategy. They are slipping in government messaging through creators who look normal, who look neutral, but their content they're bringing is anything but.
Now, this request came shortly after Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary, had announced that she would be prescribing Palestine Action as a terrorist organisation. And it really got me thinking about how I feel about this particular government. How can I, as a women's rights campaigner, something that I care so passionately about, essentially promote and do PR for an organisation who, whilst claiming to care about violence against women and girls domestically, are participating in and are complicit in the most abhorrent acts of violence against women and little girls in Gaza.
So you might be watching one makeup video, you might be watching that one with them going to the zoo, and the next thing you're being told that Labour is saving the planet and we've got to adopt a penguin. I'm not going to stop the zoo analogy, trust me. But this isn't just weird. It's unfair and it's possibly illegal. Because, you know, let's use the left and their talking points. Let's talk equality laws. There are right-leaning content creators with 10 times the amount of followers, reaching millions upon millions, who ain't even being considered for this.
Why?
I'll tell you why easily, because we ask the hard questions. We will not carry water for the government, and we won't toe the government line. You want to talk about equality two-tier? Then show us a list. Show us the demographics. Show us the political spread that these influencers hold. because something tells me they're pushing Labour's talking points, they're prepping your 16-year-old to vote, and they're doing it on platforms and channels that the right often ignores that we never know about. So how are we supposed to challenge it? But let me ask you something serious. Because when the government starts handpicking content creators to shape public opinion, when those content creators, they don't declare the real nature of their videos, and when people like us, on the outside, on the right, or whatever, when we get ignored, what would you call that? Because I call it state-backed propaganda. It's just dressed up in trendy edits and viral songs. It's not just shady, it's outright dangerous. Because the average viewer doesn't even know that they're being influenced. There's no disclaimers, there's no transparency. It's just a subtle, slow drip of government narrative. And it's going straight into your kid's feed. They want to influence those who don't know any better. Not the politically engaged, but the ones who are disengaged. Because Keir Starmer knows that the last election, it wasn't won like Tony Blair with the people voting. It was won because people stayed at home. And obviously, a lot of people, they hate the Tories. They know that young people trust creators more than they do politicians. So now they're going to buy up the creators. Simple. Don't get me wrong. I am not against this at all. No, I think it's interesting. I think it needs to happen. But it needs to be equal. It needs to have people on the right with those millions of views. The 2CTVs, the Lotus Eaters, the Voice of Wales. These people need to be getting the press briefings. Because when something happens and it affects the country, they need to be there straight away with their opinion going to their subscribers. So I'm not against it. But this really should terrify anyone who believes in free press, anyone who believes in open debate, or even believes in political balance. We need transparency, we need equal access, and we need to wake up because they're not waiting for no 2029 elections. They're embedding the influence now. So please do me a favour, share this video, tag every content creator you know and ask them, were you invited? And if they were, who are you working for? The people or the party? I've been Danny Orozco, this is Danny Unfiltered. Let's make Britain speak again, stay awake, and you know what? I'll see you next video. Thank you for watching.